ladder thing behind it. Sound.
It's pretty low so far. Really low.
Putting the microphones in there.
I did it right here.
Not gonna work. You just joined us yet?
Sí, ay. Paco barbecue
Hola, Paco.
and big chunky of the chonglan.
That's a new one. Hello.
Hello.
I hope you like fire. That's what we got here. Stimulating conversation. How's everybody doing tonight? Can they hear me? Can they?
Oh my God, but yes, if you're close, yes. If you're, I don't know.
That burns down so quick. Technical difficulties, guys. As usual. Still haven't figured out the magic touch. Being out here in the backyard. Paco, how's the weather up there where he is? Hmm? Oh, ask him.
Ah, Paco, ¿cómo está el clima por allá? Vamos a ver la silla.
You got to burn some of this stuff off so we can bring some stuff out from in front of the house. We cut down our tree, but we trimmed it back. It was just getting too wild. So this is what we are burning here.
Paco dice, justo lo que les iba a preguntar, porque el clima acá está muy loco. Ha estado lloviendo y se quita y vuelve a llover. Calor en la tarde, frío fresco en la noche.
Can't plant anything with that.
No, acá ha estado entre templado y con mucho calor. No ha estado lloviendo para acá.
It was overcast most of the day today.
Sí, por eso digo templado.
That's really late. Lots of it big delay.
As long as I can hear it, it's okay.
Buff and Kim were at Dallas's house, helping him fix a car that's been in his garage for 5 years because he wants to race it at No Name Nationals, and it was Dallas's 50th birthday today.
Ah,
So it was like a birthday party. He says it's the best birthday he's had in probably 10 years. with his friends around and working on the car.
That's nice and also sad at the same time.
He's the breadwinner, so it's nice that he had a good day. What's in this box? We have so many boxes here from Amazon. Stop buying stuff.
No. Ocupo llamar I need to call Amazon to ask them what's going on with the wish list thing.
Yep.
Having issues with our wish list.
Not really a wish list. Doesn't work.
Well,
I guess you could call it a wish list because that's all we can do is wish. Why are the leaves green on this?
la cosa dice, pero aún así, con el clima en la playa, ha estado llena de gente, muchos turistas aquí del local Monterrey. Sí, acá también ha salido, no necesariamente turistas, pero por las vacaciones, muchos fueron a la playa.
Nosotros no.
No.
Demasiado gasolina. No quiero otra fracción de gas para la ciudad. Trap. And this one. Does it show up?
There was a bunch of people coming in and out, but nobody said hi.
Come on, guys, come on in and say hi. We don't bite unless you pay us to.
With consent.
Anything is possible. We don't really burn for a living. We sell Mexican cars, so if anybody is interested in Mexican cars, you can ask questions about that.
Paco Alfa asks, ¿qué tan lejos les queda la playa? Aquí nosotros la tenemos a 20 minutos.
Un poco más lejos.
Más o menos como 30, 40 minutos.
Sin tráfico.
Sí.
Como no me gustan mariscos y no hay nada más para comer allá, no vamos mucho. Hey guys, we sell Mexican cars, hence the name of the channel, Mexican Spec, because the Mexican cars are the same but different as the US versions. And that's what makes them interesting. That's what makes them interesting. Right now, we can legally cross about half of the 2001 models that were made because we're about halfway through the model year. And so a 2001 Volkswagen Beetle, air-cooled, that can be crossed. 2001 Volkswagen van, Kombi, Liquid cooled engine, that can be crossed. (2001) Mexico only Dodge Ram Charger, that can be crossed. I'm working on deals right now with other clients for like 3 different Ram Chargers. Got to find the right truck for the right client. There's a very rare 4-speed manual 2000 Ram Charger that I'm going to be publishing soon. But because it has a little bit of body damage and it's silver, so the paint sucks, I'm going to include body work and paint in the price, because we have a good body shop here that will paint it for a very reasonable price. And it'll come out stunning. Got a little damage on the right quarter panel, but it's a truck. It's a truck that I've driven before. It was for sale about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, and I went to drive it because another client was interested in it, but they sold it before I was able to get together with that client. So now it's for sale again from the new buyer, and I've been talking to him. He's been sending me all kinds of pictures, but I've already driven the truck, so I know what it is. He didn't put very many kilometers on it since then. Because when I kind of looked at the truck, I said, well, you're in about the same place as the one I drove, so does it have any damage on the right quarter panel? And he sent me a video, a walk around video, and sure enough, it had the exact same damage. But very good running truck, very nice inside. I mean, I should have driven it farther, but every time we went to look at it, the sun was going down, so it was hard to see anything really. But I did drive it up and down the street, and it was fine. So I know the truck a little bit. There's also another silver 4-speed for sale that has a different kind of body damage, but where the body damage is on that one, it looks like it's going to be harder to fix, where you're not going to be able to see it. There's more of a damage in where it's rounded on the body. That would be iffy if the body shop would be able to bring it back to 100%. But still a very low mile truck, probably has about 70,000 miles on it.
Ah, pues the Capo's here.
Hey, boss. Did you get home? Did you get home safely?
Because we're home.
Good. Who drove? Who sees better at night, Buff? It doesn't matter here who sees better at night. We can't drive at night.
Okay.
Nope. Safety doesn't allow us to drive at night. Fine with me.
Oh, says easy trip, no tailgaters, light traffic.
Good. What did you take? Your Jeep or the Fairmont? So,
Should I turn on the phone?
no. Ready if we need it.
Oh, it says the zipper.
That's nice. So the people behind you have the benefit of your tail lights. This one, mix it around a little bit. Plane going. Good that you got home safe. Didn't really expect you to go live after being on the road for an hour and a half. It's better to rest.
Not here. Chicken.
Tomorrow on Tony's Live, Scott from Cold War Motors is going to be a guest on there. Yeah, tomorrow. I asked Scott, can we please, as the commenters, be included in the conversation this time? When Tony and Scott get together, old car guys, you know, it's hard to get a word in edgewise.
Well, because I usually don't like part of that road at night because of tailgaters and speeders, but they weren't any.
Good. I don't know if you were on the live of ours when we were driving to Veracruz, but we were warned about the highway that we were on. But I'm not sure if they do the things during the day. I mean, they can, but they're more likely they're going to get caught doing it.
Usually pretty.
Hopefully, I can keep it going. It dies quickly.
And I had a good vision day. He was the one driving.
Okay, good. Whatever works to get you home safe. But where we were driving, the danger is that there's bridges that go over the highway, and the bad guys will be up there with huge boulders, and they'll throw down the vehicles that are coming through the bridge, you know, destroying the windshield, possibly killing somebody, and then they rob them when they have to stop. So I was being very careful driving through there, looking for any movement. Looking for any movement at all on the bridges. Any movement at all. But it was fine. There was some National Guard cars driving around out there. So there was some patrol. You know, that bad road we were on for about 300 kilometers. The worst insult in the whole thing was when we got to the end of it, they charged us like, what was it, 700 pesos in tolls or something like that. We had to pay for the privilege to drive on that horrible road.
Well, says I remember you talking about that when you were on the road.
Yeah, you have to be very careful when you're driving around here.
Josh Showman is there.
Hello, Josh. Hope we're not interrupting anything with the live. I would think the bad guys operate more at nighttime, so they can't be identified. And I'm sure that even the cops don't patrol at night. I don't think we've ever seen one out there at night. We didn't see any cops when we brought the green Ram Charger back. First one. And when the truck overturned, there were no cops out there the whole time we were there.
No.
We were there for a while. Even they noticed it out the highway. Salud. They noticed it out the highway too.
Yeah.
We got filling up fast again.
Dean Stevenson is here.
Hello, Dean.
There's a fire catching up on the No, on the other side of the fire. Yeah. Dean says, I don't have a doctorate, so it's best I don't operate anytime.
Nobody will even check, Dean. Whew. I'm sweating. By the refrigerator, mine is. Metal rod I use to move all this around gets shorter and shorter every time. Already broke.
Tell me a sip.
How's it taste?
Cold?
Flavor I cleaned. I washed the cup.
Wash the lid. Dean says I was like 4.5 kiwis. But if the frontal of me goes wrong, everyone will know, especially if I do it to myself.
It's hard to clean it up when you do it yourself. To sell another car. We need another road trip.
Yeah.
Being out on the road.
A lot of fun. Really stressing, but it's a lot of fun.
Good time.
Bob de Campo says to Dean, hitting your home, perfect and easy free. Dean says, Mexican Inspector, it's the nicest fire. Hope Mrs. Spec is warm. I am pretty warm.
I'm sweating like a, well, you know what. Sweating like a police.
Dean says 1.5 hours journey time, Bob. Bob answers about that.
About 100 miles. Culiacan's what, about 120 miles from here?
Uh,
2 hours. About 200 kilometers. 100 kilometers is 60. So that's math. Ah. There's usually a town every 200 kilometers from the border on. Sometimes it goes up to 300, but about that. So you better have a car that could get that far in case you don't find gasoline in the meantime.
Bob says 8-hour live from Dallas garage.
Yep.
Bob says, yeah, about 100 miles. Dean says, I was sure you and Kimberdini were doing a green screen, but no, you were with Dallas, Professor P, and Levi, and Mohawk.
I didn't see Mohawk.
62R. Dang, that was good.
I didn't see Mohawk there. Maybe he left by the time I got in there.
Dean says 192 kilometers, 120 miles. Good work, Mr. President.
You notice Dean didn't even come into our live? What's that? He forsaked us for another live.
Ah, I see.
I mean, really, Dean, do you have to say happy birthday every hour for the 8 hours they're on?
Bob says Mohawk was doing body work on the hood.
I remember a kid in school. Actually, he was in junior high with me, and also in high school. He was like, "Hey, everybody, come to my house for a sanding party. We're gonna sand my car." I'm thinking, free labor? I don't think so. No way.
Dean says I sent for it to the. He was way less annoying.
Yeah, he said he couldn't lure you away. He said he tried. So he was the NZ representative for the day. We'll be live again tomorrow with the same picture, so you won't miss out on them.
Mommy 7307 says no, no.
Hello. I'm not gonna say hello, mommy.
But they say knock knock. Dean
Are you
says
supposed to say who's there?
Dean says refined, handsome, older, and more mature. Kiwi. Kiwi?
I think you're supposed to say. I think you're supposed to say who's there.
Who's there? Dean says let's try to pretend he doesn't dance or sing.
Dancing and singing doesn't really do much in the comment section of a live. Really hard to see that.
Dean sings all the time.
Because he puts the music lyrics, the music notes there. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. How would I know? We haven't been buying very much lately, so we don't have very many boxes to burn. I did get a box in today. I was contacted by a guy. He says, I need the license plate holder, which on the back of this car is like between the taillights on what you would know as a Volkswagen Quantum.
Mhm.
And he says, hey, I found one on Mercado Libre. Can you buy it? And I I said, but I can't ship it out to you because we're not allowed to ship it out to the U.S. He says, well, I need it shipped to Germany. They can't find a Volkswagen part in Germany, really. So he says, no, they can't. I said, okay. So he sent me the money. I bought it. It's sitting on my bed, and I'll pack it up and see how much it's going to weigh and everything. See how much it's going to weigh, how much the postage is going to be to Germany. They'll pay me for that, and I can get it sent off.
Dean says, Mommy is such a nice name. In some pubs and bars I've attended, it has gotten me in trouble.
Who said that?
Dean. Very good up here.
Hello, Barry.
And they said, ahoy.
Do you see any water, Barry?
Dean says, jar.
You're talking about Chips Ahoy? I can go for that. They're gluten-free.
I can say the words, I cannot do the accent though. Barracuda says, Abasmi Hardy. I can't do the accent. I feel like gonna poke my eye out.
That is very possible. Very, very possible.
Dean says, Volkswagen Audi trashed all its secondary parts tooling after Dieselgate.
Yeah, but there should be some used ones over there, right? It's a whole damn country. That's where the car came from. We call it a Corsair here for some reason. I guess because of the QU, the Mexicans wouldn't be able to say quantum. I don't know. I don't know why they changed names of things. There's a big Volkswagen SUV right now. I think it's called Terramont in Mexico, and it's called something else in the US. Why did they give us a longer name to write out?
Dean says, I'm in a fetal position in the hull, Barracuda.
In the what?
In the hull.
Hull of what?
Of the boat.
Oh, hull.
That's what I said.
Okay. I heard hull. This gets filled up a lot quicker these days. Weird. You still got that in your head? See how dangerous it is to have a life. Wasn't it Barry that came in with that?
No, it's Steven.
Yeah, Steven.
That says, you scurvy dog. Do dogs have scurvy?
Our dog won't because we're feeding him envelopes with vegetables. Right, Oscar?
Dean says, if you want 1980 onwards, Audi Quattro, gearbox, and body parts, you shit out a lot.
Well, nobody wants that, so it doesn't matter.
Dean says, sauerkraut.
Who the hell would want an 80s Audi? Even a 90s Audi?
Dean says, give me cabbage or give me that.
The whole accelerator thing was absolutely true. It's gonna be a short one. I'm over full already. Oh.
I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Out here in the fresh air?
It's a bill, but
That's because you're sleeping too much.
this is 1,000, 12,000, wait, 120,000, wait. No, it's 12. 12,000 New Zealand dollars to build an Audi Quattro Sport gearbox here in Unity. Oh, hold on.
A $500 car. I found zero exciting about Audis. Absolutely zero. Nothing exciting about them. Didn't buy Volkswagen Rabbits either. Repairs were just too expensive on them. We killed most of those cars with a carburetor.
Paco Alfa is leaving.
Adios, Paco.
Dice, bueno amigos, un gusto haber estado con ustedes. Voy a descansar. Síganla pasando bonito.
Gracias.
Gracias por estar con nosotros, Paco. Dean says, Captain Cook jokes between Barracuda and I, or was it Captain William Blythe?
How would anybody know? One more, I think we're done. Ashes.
Spider.
Sorry, guys, this didn't last very long. Got it over to the side.
Huh?
Sorry, this didn't last very long, but this thing filled up quickly.
I'm gonna say
Oh, you better not. Here we are back to sweating at nighttime. This is normal for us.
I don't have my door.
Way too late for the marshmallow. Near here.
3.
So it's just us friends. This thing's gonna die out because there's nothing else. Next week I'll clean out the ashes. See what's in here. Barber hair. Not really much more I can burn right now because the barbecue is full. Just let it keep burning as much as it will. Oops. Forgot about these.
There's another one in my bed. I forgot to bring it.
Those next time.
Dean says, but Dieselgate and our $1 billion escapade.
That was by choice, though. There was no accident. Shopping list.
You're sweaty.
Yep. Definitely going.
Dr. Campos says, did Volkswagen do that in New Zealand as well?
It was worldwide.
Dean says it's romantic.
They did it here in Mexico too, but they didn't buy back any cars here. Broke my big nail.
Huh?
Go back. Ooh, this takes a lot of energy out of me.
Dean says it wasn't informed in New Zealand or the EU communities, but only in California.
What?
It wasn't informed in New Zealand or the EU communities, but only in California.
Yeah, but the cars were the same worldwide. And there's smog checks in Mexico in quite a few cities. I don't even know if they do smog checks on diesels here. Not sure. I'll have to ask somebody. When is California going to start smog checking the electric cars? They're old enough. They're what, 13 years old now? Electrics? 14 years old? Ooh, flame went out. You can see here, just with this little fire, how the wind really accelerates the flame, like in California, pushing it along, keeping it burning.
Dr. Campos says electric cars check for what? Ozone?
Whatever they can. Supposedly, California is going to go to a safety inspection. I don't know if that's legal either, but they're definitely going to go after electric cars on that because they're going to fail the tires, they're going to fail the brakes, all kinds of stuff.
Dean just said that all the tires and brake pads have to comply.
Yeah. I really hope the Riverside sheriff, whatever his name is, gets elected governor. Because from what he says now, you would think that a sheriff, an active sheriff, he's not going to be lying to everybody. But he says on day one, he's eliminating CARB in California.
Destroyer 1320 says, hey, brother.
Hey, Destroyer, how are you? We talked to your brother a bit on some of the lives. He's in Kentucky, he said. I asked him, are you in Arizona with your brother? No, we took off to Kentucky. I'm thinking, why? Why would anybody go to Kentucky? Of all places.
Dean says PM10 is affected by rubber particulates and rock fiber from brakes.
Mm-hmm. Destroyer, I watch a lot of Instagram. I'm not going to call them stories. Maybe they're stories with you and the striker boys or whatever. Because I'm not following them. You two are both on there, so I'm following you. So I get all of theirs. And it just makes me angry when I see it.
Destroyer says, enjoy my final moments of my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Nice.
15
An
y
April birthday,
Eric?
just before tax day. How nice. You gotta be thinking about taxes your whole birthday because they're due on the 15th. 5 more days. 4 more days. Today's the 11th, right?
Yeah.
4 more days.
Josh Thomas is Kentucky. They might like the horses. They might like the bourbon.
Eight.
Dean says hotter than chicken in Kentucky. Hotter than chicken. Destroyers says taxes are done.
Good. When I lived over there, we had an accountant that did everything quickly because we were in Las Vegas. So my buddy always had winnings for the year. So he just declared the same amount as lose that he lost, and the IRS never questioned it. Even when he won $65,000 one time, they never questioned it.
Destroyer says I love living in Kentucky. Hate all you want.
Who said that?
Destroyer.
But you're in Arizona, aren't you? Or you moved with your brother? I thought you were in Arizona.
Dean says Josh Homan, welcome to 0.5 1-0. Dean says KFC. Josh Homan says thanks.
I can't go there either. I can't even walk in the door of a KFC. So much gluten flies around in the air in that place.
Destroyer says I moved before him. That's why he moved.
Oh, I just could have sworn you were still in Arizona. Was there any reason you moved out of Arizona? Was it a financial thing?
Marcelo says I learned from David Freiberger that the old Elderbrook building in LA is now inhabited by Rivian cars.
Arabian cars?
Rivian cars.
Oh, Rivian. Oh, so they park them there? We'll blame Ari for that. He worked for them in California. He's in Washington now. He's a mobile mechanic for Rivian. So somebody calls, hey, something happened to my truck, and he goes out there and fixes it on site. I thought nothing goes wrong with it with electric vehicles. So he should have nothing to do like the Maytag. Oh. It's gonna take a while to cool down my body temperature. What does it look like? You'll see a little bit of that.
Destroyer says had to leave heat and I wanted to teach my kids another side of life. I grew up in the country and wanted them to know city and country life. We live in a very small town now.
Mm.
Of the campus says maybe that's why it's a good job. No.
I would assume he would be paid according to the work he does, not the work he doesn't do. No, he said he's busy all the time. So what does that say about the Rivians? That they break all the time? How many Rivians can actually be in Washington?
Perkele says are Rivian trucks only? Of the campus says salary.
He probably makes a commission.
Of the campus is not trouble free.
Rivian makes an SUV. They make a pickup, don't they? I think they make a pickup truck. But it came out in the news that the design is if you get barely tapped in the back, it costs $40,000 to fix it. With the way the body is designed. So basically you hit in the back and it's basically totaled. I mean, just a tap. You know, break a tail light, push in the back of the truck just a little bit, and it's total. I think even Uncle Tony has talked about that, along with all the other stuff, ridiculous stuff on new cars.
Bob says, we saw a Rivian pickup today and a Cybertruck. Destroyer says, hey, wanted to show love. Have a great night.
Thank you, Destroyer. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. Bean says, makes Audi Quattro Sport gearbox repair seem cheap. Josh says he has.
Nobody fixes Audis. Nobody's smart anyway. I think Rich Rebuilds figured that out for himself. I think he's got his own little niche. He buys tossed away hybrids or electric cars and fixes them. I don't know what he does after with them though. But he's entertaining if nothing else. He entertains us. It was a little confusing on his last video because the car that he bought, he said something about, he showed them digging it out of a snowbank, and then the next scene was them fixing it in Florida. There was no snow in Florida, so he had to explain what happened.
Are they Chinese?
No, they're made in the U.S.
Bean says, but we have some dumb Kiwis thinking inspector. Glad it's not Granda's John and Barracuda. Barracuda says, I still can't do question mark. Question mark says, Rivians? No, built in California, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's why Ari is working for him. They have other places. Barry, if you can't do question marks, then just type parenthesis, question marks, and parenthesis, and we'll know what it is. Good, Dean. Yeah, he can do copy and paste then. Dean gave Barracuda some question marks. That was nice of you, Dean. Vivians are built in Illinois. Buff says. Illinois. Yeah, I think Ari spent some time out there too. Dean says, like writing Q. Yeah, but that would be careful if the stuff is hot. But you write Q at the beginning of a question, but you still have to put a question mark at the end. And Dean says, "Okay," but he only put the upside down question mark afterwards, not before. See, Dean is bilingual. Interesting, on the screen I can see the heat. Can you see the heat? Stuff moving around on it.
Where's the stick?
Put it over there. Dean removed the C. Oh no, he didn't. Some of Rivian design and prototyping is done in California. I guess they're one of the last companies to move out. There. That's because it's hot. One end is hot. Keep going. Hey, ugly dog. What you doing? Doing? Somebody needs to cut your hair. Wonder who that's gonna be. That's better, Dean. But you have to put the other question mark at the end. It requires two question marks. Very Kuda. I suppose Ari has a beard and wears plaid shirts now. He didn't show us a picture, but we've talked to him. Gosh, thanks. I was confused about that. And Buff put a Russian word that looks like a backwards Y, a T, and an O. Dean. Moving out today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Mrs. Spec is moving around all the ashes, as you can see. Not very clear. Like it's not.
Focus.
It's
Yeah.
focused on the ladder, I think. Not focused on the fire. Oh. Curtis Randolph is here. Hey, next Spec. My brother will be driving from El Paso. Don't put it near the post. Brother will be driving from El Paso to a university in Mexico. It is about 8 hours away. I can't think of which one at the moment. Any pointers for him while driving in Mexico? It's if he's going in at El Paso, that's a very bad place. So
Only drive in the morning.
that's a very well. You can only drive during the day, but I've heard about the cartel putting up blockades on the street, even in the middle of the day, and questioning everybody that comes through. So that's a very bad cartel over there. Um, God, if he went over to El Paso is El Paso is Ciudad Juarez. Laredo is where yeah. No, that's fine. I mean, Ciudad Juarez isn't the best either. Ciudad Juarez isn't the best either, Curtis, but it's still better than. He tell him he cannot drive at night. If the sun starts going down, find a place and look up on Google if the highway that he is on is safe. That's what we had to do when we were in southern Mexico. We found out the highway that we needed to take was not safe, so we had to find an alternate route. But yeah, you have to
and stay on the paved route.
yeah, stay on the toll roads. Do not go on the free ones, and you'd be much better off. It's pronounced Chito. Means what? Okay. Okay, Chito. Remember that. Shto in Russian. Means what? Mean. One of my favorite songs is "You're Moving Out Today," a song by Carol Bayer Sanger from 1977. I was 7. I would probably know the song. He lives right near Las Cruces. Okay, so but El Paso is right on the other side of Ciudad Juarez, which is not the safest crossing. But if he comes in like in the morning with, all the people, he's not going to be bothered. But he cannot drive at night. Do not drive at night under any circumstances. Those full. Buff, buff. Team. Sounds like an Artemis 2 piss take.
Artemis is the rocket.
Yeah. One that splashed down yesterday. And then another rocket was sent off. Another rocket was sent off yesterday from Vandenberg Air Force Base to put more satellites up in.
For this, Carol Bayer Sager, is she the lady who never visibly ages? Question mark. He says, out of respect, I won't sing any other verse. Curtis Randall says, thanks, man. I told him to check out your live streams, and I remember you got the Mexican insurance.
Does he have a front license plate on his car? Because Mexican police will stop you every 5 miles for that. All cars in Mexico are required to have 2 plates. That's just something to look out for.
He says no.
New Mexico doesn't have 2 plates. So just keep all of his paperwork, with him, correct and everything, with all of his, whatever allows him to be in Mexico. So if he gets stopped, tell him to explain to the officer that New Mexico, where the car is from, does not have 2 license plates. So he can't have a front license plate.
But he says, I will tell him that we don't need them anyway.
And the police officer may not believe it, but who knows? Just may want to harass you, which has not happened to us out on the road. Usually, if you're on the highway, the only ones that patrol the highway are National Guard, and they don't bother with most people. But you got to have permission for your car to be in the country, to go past the border area, all that. Because if he's driving to Mexico City, that's quite a drive from there, from Chihuahua. Chihuahua is a big state. It's the biggest state in the union. It's going to take him a while to get out of it. I got to go sit down with the guy that runs the trains, see what routes they have, because we may be able to use it more. Got to go do that. That would be an interesting trip from the city. Here. Put the car on the train, us get on the train. Whatever it takes, it'll be cheaper than flying. I don't know if it'll be faster.
Dean says 682 Barracuda, but not as hot as the 91-year-old Nana Moscuri. It's all Greek to me. Personal says, not Mexico City. It's only about 8 hours from the border, he said. I will have to ask him again which one. He's going as a guest speaker.
Is he going to Monterey? Is he heading over to Monterey? Isn't Monterey about 8 hours from Chihuahua? I think it is. That may be where he's going. If he goes over to Monterey, tell him do not go north from there. Do not enter that other state, Tamaulipas. That's very bad. Everybody knows to stay out of there. Go back the way he came. We have not driven that route from Chihuahua, the city of Chihuahua, to Monterey. We haven't had reason to. But we might one day.
Everybody, darling?
If we drive from Chihuahua down to Veracruz, I think we're going to be going through Monterey. I'd rather go through the big city than stay on rural roads for 1,000 kilometers. I need to find gasoline for the vehicle. Roach.
¿Dónde?
Getting too curious. There's hotness over here. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank you guys for joining us.
About 8 hours from the border. What? Oh, good night, everybody. We will see you later. Tomorrow we'll be on at 8:15 Pacific time, showing some neat cars. But Dean, you missed them, so you get to come in and look at them. There's some really nice Mustangs in there. You're going to be jealous that you don't have them in your possession. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.